I turned $20,000 into 256 grand in less than 1 year. I'm a 20-year market veteran and former market maker, and today I'm going to show you the exact strategy I use to produce 200 to 500% returns on my trading account every single year. This is a system that I rely on to generate statistically proven results to skew edge in my favor. What I'm going to show you is a revolutionary new way to trade. My system eliminates the fear of guessing where price action might go and puts the probabilities in your favor. Today you'll get an inside look at how this system works so that you too can make it your own and find financial success like many other of my students already have. Trading is a hard business. Only 1 out of 10 traders make it past year 1. But after being in the trading business for 20 years, I am proof that you too can succeed. And the secret to success in this industry is to have a plan and a system that swings probabilities in your favor. I have that system, and I'm confident that you'll think so too after what I'm going to show you today. But before we get started, I have to cover one quick housekeeping item. So let's hop to it. While I've seen massive success in the past, I cannot guarantee any specific future results. There is always a high degree of risk in trading. If you have any questions or need more information, please go to the Vici Trading Solutions homepage at vicitrading.solutions.com, just like you see there at the bottom left of the screen for your reference. Now, let the fun begin. Like I said, my name is Ryan Bailey. I'm a professional trader who's been in the business for close to 20 years now. I was a market maker on the CBOT floor when the trading floors were a thing. I have been a market maker in the options market as well as worked at 2 different hedge funds and an investment firm in my career. Through this journey of mine, like many of you, I found out that I make a better boss than an employee. And so when I had the chance to break free and work on my own with my own capital, I took it. I've been teaching traders my system for about 5 or 6 years now. There was such an interest in my methodology that I found myself answering the same questions over and over again. And as my popularity increased in the trading community, it got even worse. See, I trade for a living. That's how I pay my bills. I never intended on making a course or being an educator. But due to the massive amount of demand from my peers in the industry, I was essentially asked to do so by my fellow traders. Well, me being me, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. And I did. I made what many consider to be the standard in trading education. With this being said, you're probably wondering, what will I learn today? Well, today we're going to look at a revolutionary new way to trade. People believe that the market moves at random, and it is all based on news or some solar eclipsing event. And there's no way to know where the price is going or how it's going to get there. I can tell you for a fact that is untrue, and I'm going to show you today how I do it. The beautiful part of this system is that you don't need any indicators or special tools. You only need a chart, and it works on any asset from futures to crypto or stocks and Forex. And in fact, if it can be charted, this system works. It's pretty darn incredible actually, and it's not overly complicated either. The best part is that it's a real system and has already helped real people make real money and has enabled them to trade successfully for the long term. And so here's just a few testimonials of real people just like you who have taken this system, made it their own, and have been able to find financial freedom. Joey started with just $5K and turned it into $67,000. That's an incredible 13 times growth. Alex grew his $25,000 account by more than 500%. Yes, you heard me right, 500%. Chris, he turned $10,000 into $113,000. That is 10 times more capital than when he started. These are amazing examples of what the system can do for you. But sadly, not everyone has been so fortunate. And in fact, 2023 has been a real pain in the butt. I speak to traders in London, New York, and in Miami. I've heard from people all over chirping at me these past few days due to the volatility, and it has been hectic. As you know, we've seen inflation out the wazoo. Even the R word has been thrown around a few times. Recession. We have seen the savings rates plummet to the lowest level since 2008. 6 out of 10 Americans have less than $500 in savings, and credit card debt is through the roof at pre-pandemic levels. So I get it. 2023 was a pain in the butt year despite the massive rally we have had, and it's had its own challenges with the spike in inflation, interest rates, and living costs. And of course, the Fed says it's all under control, but every time I go to the grocery store, I can't tell. These issues are making many question whether they'll even be able to retire. Retirement accounts are getting crushed. Savings accounts, investment accounts. If you've had any weakness in your investments, the market has found it. There are so many stocks down 30, 40, 50, 60% just this year, more than ever. It's amazing to me the strength of the overall indices, but the majority of the stocks look horrible. It still baffles me how they let a handful of names move all the indices. I'll never know why, because I feel like it's an unfair representation of the market, but sadly, these are the cards that were dealt. I don't need to emphasize to you how hard the past few years have been, but today is the day this can all change for you. Today, I will show you a system that does just that, positions you to take control of how the market moves, a completely new way to trade any market. I'll even show you how it works on a few names from stocks to crypto. So now you may be asking yourself, how and why do the markets move? And how do they move if they aren't moving at random? Well, as a former market maker, I've learned that the market is actually very efficient in the way that it works. It works by moving from one extreme to the other and testing areas that provide liquidity to make sure the market has been properly made and a fair price was found in these areas. Now let's take a look at the chart of the S&P 500 index. The actual index and the symbol for this is SPX. You see this peak here? It shows the exact spot in 2021 when we hit 70 new all-time highs. Now, when something makes new all-time highs 70 different times, it's pretty bullish, wouldn't you say? Obviously. I mean, lordy, look at that push up. And to the naked eye, it was easy to believe that this thing was probably set to move higher. And on January 4th of 2022, it made its 71st all-time high. However, on January 5th, with the close of the next big red candle, we had our first clue on the daily time frame that things were changing, and we finally lost support for our move up that started the year-long bear market downtrend. And if you knew this system, you would have known that momentum and trend shifted days or even weeks before many others, and you would have been able to reduce your current positions or even be looking to enter a position to the downside. We were not only given one, but multiple sell signals. And until we got back above our significant area of support, this thing was in trouble. The bulls were unknowingly about to get dealt with. On January 12th, 2022, we had a short signal in the S&P and it fell over 11% in the next 7 days. Less than a handful of months later, it had fallen 24.5% from its all-time highs. A certified correction is 10%, and a bear market is technically considered under 20% off the all-time highs. In the first 5 months of the year, the system you are about to learn gave us 6 sell signals on only the daily time frame, while the S&P was less than 5% off its all-time highs. I highlighted them for you in yellow circles. This means if you were only trading the daily time frame in the first 5 months of the year, you would have had 6 signals to look for a short, meaning you would have had 6 opportunities to sell stocks before the push down, or 6 opportunities to protect your retirement account, your trading account, or even 6 different chances to make money on the downside move. How? Because you can short stock or buy puts. I know I keep saying it, but it was only on the daily time frame. This system works on all time frames. And I know for a fact there were multiple sell signals on the weekly time frame as well that gave a clear indication that we were coming down. Do you see the power of this system? I'm sure you're starting to. And the way it works is quite intuitive. You wait for a high probability setup at a key level derived from our Vici proprietary trading system that gives us vital market information on potential direction of the asset. You follow the methodology to the T. It's crystal clear right there in front of your screen of your charting platform. And if the asset does what it's supposed to do, you are golden. And today, I will show you how this system works. For example, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. This thing was on an absolute tear. It felt like this thing only knew one direction, and that was up. Every tech stock, every hedge fund manager like Cathie Woods was printing money as they were riding this monster to the moon. However, all this changed on the week of January 3rd, 2022, and more specifically, the daily close on January 10th. Our system signaled that this monster was exhausted and was ready for some relief. As you know, no one thought this thing was coming down. Our government was printing stimulus money to the heavens, and everyone and their brother was making money on this ride up. No one thought the party would end. But we now know, looking in hindsight, that this turned out badly for many people, including some of the most popular hedge fund managers. Now, had you had the knowledge of our Vici trading system, you also could have sold your stock before it crashed. You could have bought puts, you could have sold credit spreads and collected premium, you could have gotten short both the indices and the stocks within the NASDAQ itself. Some of these opportunities paid well over 86% return on investment. If there's one thing I can say with certainty, I don't know any methodology quite like our Vici Impact Protocol trading system, period. What I'm showing you is not just another strategy for trading the market. It is a massive leap forward in the world of trading and investing. It is so incredible that I'm still amazed every day to this day. And I honestly believe that this is going to be the direction of what we see in the future of this industry. And I firmly believe that this is the best trading system available on the market today. Most systems, and I've tried them all have issues. Most rely on some sort of indicator or special tool to help you get the job done, but not our system. This is the only system I trust to deliver in real time, and you only use a chart and candlestick, ladies and gentlemen, nothing more. This system works on any asset of any type. It will deliver you real buy and sell opportunities with defined perimeters within our process. Your risk and your profit is always defined easily before you even get into a trade. This methodology comes from a combination of 20 years worth of market experience and lots of screen time. I have taken the best parts of my 2-decade-long trading journey and put it into an actionable process. I can't even tell you how much time I spent over the last 7 years perfecting it and going over every possible scenario to make sure we had concrete rules set in place that would leave zero room for ambiguity. I spent years throwing money at ideas and concepts to make this process actionable because I knew I was fine-tuning something incredible. In the end, we have created a process that was designed to filter out market bias and to give a clear picture of the reason the stocks or assets are moving up and down. So using this system, which I have right here on my screen, makes trading a whole new ballgame. In fact, it's a little addicting as well when you can understand why the market moves the way it does. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin. I love crypto. Some people don't, but I do. I've been in it since 2016, so I've had the privilege of riding these monster moves both up and down. I was actually able to buy Bitcoin at $6,000 the last time we had a major dip and rode it all the way up to the $60,000 range. However, this was a few years back, so let's take a look at something more relevant. Let's take a look at the most recent Bitcoin crash. Once again, everyone was screaming $100,000 Bitcoin. You had the wizards at CNBC telling people to buy because the experts were giving you some fundamental analysis of why certain things should happen. Even my mom called me at $60,000 and asked if she should buy some. The answer was clearly no. When everyone on social media and TV is giggity over crypto because it was printing millions and billions for a lot of people, I was cashed out of all my crypto and starting to look for a short. I had all the traders in our community on point. We cashed out at the highs. Many of us even rode this puppy down and made a handsome profit on that direction too. I could dial in the smaller time frame and show you why I was looking at 63,000. But to keep it simple, take a look at this level derived from the monthly time frame that played on the weekly and the daily perfectly at 58,990. Bitcoin gave us so many opportunities to get out and secure profits on the way down. 8 actually, and 4 of them were over $40,000. With this knowledge, you could not only have made some serious profits from this upside move, but also place a short so you could profit on the downside opportunity. Here's just a few that probably could have saved you or someone you knew that got stuck with crypto fever. These signals are once again highlighted by the yellow circles. As you know, Bitcoin was down over 77% from its all-time highs in less than 2 years, and it's had trouble recovering ever since. Many of these short opportunities gave you the ability to produce well over 122% gains on your trading account. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. I was a CBOT market maker when the pit was open here in Chicago. Not to mention I worked at 2 hedge funds and 1 investment firm in my career. I know it all sounds exciting, but trust me, I got burnt out. I took some time off, and when I came back, I left the institution lifestyle and I started trading my own money on my own platform. With my experience in this industry, I can tell you I have seen and tried almost every trading system out there. And I can say for certainty, no other trading system is as effective as the Vici Impact Protocol at finding levels with precision that have the potential to yield quality trades. It is truly my life's work and crowning achievement. This is what's been working for me. I have been able to make 200 to 500% gains on my trading account year over year for the past several years. But let's put me aside. This is what some of our members are saying. Just take a look at the Trustpilot. Look how many other people feel the same way as our earlier examples of Chris, Joey, and Alex. These are just a few more of some recent reviews. And by the way, folks, I haven't been offering this opportunity for very long, so this gives you an idea of how people feel in such a short period of time. Still not sure? I want to flip through a few stocks so you can see what kind of trades I'm looking at. So this is AMD. This system effectively spotted the top and bottom of 2022 and 2023, almost to the penny accuracy. Now check out this call out for the community at $81.39. The stock popped almost 64% and paid well over 1,000% on long dated options. This was a score and a half. PLTR, Palantir, here's another great one. Look at this amazing call on the level that it played. The best part is, I'm not the only one who took this trade. Many others in the Vici community took this and profited big time as well. Once again, you can clearly see the call out for the Discord room, as well as my tweets letting my Twitter followers know that we were coming into a sexy spot, and I was very interested. Played to the penny. So amazing, I swear. This call did over 178% returns on the stock, and again, another 1,000% plus score on the options. Beautiful, right? Love it. Google nailed the 2022 high before it crumbled, and then once again got long the lows. I actually missed the $82.18 fill, but I was able to catch the $88 fills on the retest. You can see we even had a call out for the room and 2 timestamp tweets on 2 different days. Ridiculous accuracy. I mean, what a buy. We flat out crushed it on this one too. I love Google. This company is a monster. NIO, here's a recent one. I did a whole write-up on this stock in our community. They are a Chinese EV maker, basically a Chinese Tesla. Pretty cool company. I called out for the room a potential buy at an untested monthly level at $6.98. As you can see, it played perfectly, flawless. Not to mention that it went from one monthly level to another, almost, as if that's how the market actually moves. This trade reaped over 125% gains for the community, and again, well over 1,000% on the stock options, and took zero heat from what some of you may know as drawdown. I have to say, I could not be happier. And for my crypto people, here's a recent one. I blasted this one on both Twitter and in the Discord room. Rune is one of my favorite altcoin projects. For those of you who don't speak crypto, an altcoin is anything but Bitcoin. If you like crypto and you don't know about this project, I suggest you do your research. Rune came down and played the weekly untested level at 78 cents, then popped up and played the next weekly level at 89 cents in progression, and eventually leaped well over $2, reaping a total of 164% gains. This was a stellar trade, and I loaded the boat on this one. I can go on for hours showing you examples like this. We just had a recent one on gold. It's on our YouTube channel. Check it out sometime. Well over $100 move. Couldn't have been more perfect. So I know once you get your hands on this system, you will start to see these kinds of plays on every chart and on any asset. At that point, it becomes hard to deny that this is exactly how the market moves. Now, this system was actually designed for a much greater purpose. It was designed to boost confidence, to boost your odds and probabilities, and to give you rock solid trade ideas, even to validate some of the trades that you already take. That's something that I talked to traders about over the past few days, and I said, Brian, I want something I can feel confident in. I want to be able to set it and forget it. And for this, I have a solution. So today, I'm going to teach you how to apply it to your platform. I'm basically giving you the keys to understanding how the market moves. When I started this venture, I said, we're not just going to build another trading service where you get a text or an email a week with levels or trade alerts. Not only are there so many services out there like that, but I know it would be much more beneficial to you to show you how to come up with these key inflection points on your own. So my hope is that you can leverage this system anytime, anywhere, with no special tools, and make better trading and investing decisions that will help you achieve your trading and financial goals. And more importantly, prepare you for what the market will do next. The old adage still lives. Give a man a trade and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to trade and he eats filet mignon for life. I think it was a fisherman, but you get the idea. Over the course of my trading journey, I have been repeatedly known to flip small accounts into big accounts. I actually do a few challenges a year just to mess around. I've done a $500 into 5,000, and then I took that 5,000 into 35,000. I actually done that a few times with both futures and stock. I know I said that before, but I love crypto. I'm a huge fan. And in 2016, 2017 bull run, I took that $5,000 and turned it into about 140,000. And then again in 2022, I was late to the game, but in that bull run, we took roughly 25,000 and made 264 grand. I have nothing but good things to say about crypto, but it is dangerous and volatile. So unless you really understand the cycles, I'd just be careful. As lots of guys in the Vici trading community know, in 2021 and in 2022, I delivered well over 450 winning trades each year. And I'm on track to do it again this year in 2023. So for 19 years now, 2 decades, trading has been my life. I have traded almost every day for 2 decades. But trading has given me the opportunity to truly be who I want, when I want, on my own terms. I can definitely say trading is the one skill, if mastered, can turn dreams into reality. So let's go over what you're going to discover in the next few minutes. Let's just break it down. We're going to look at real-time buy and sell opportunities that you would have seen had you been applying this method on your own. One thing unique about this style is it works with any asset on any time frame you choose to trade, with no special indicators or special software. Stocks, futures, crypto, forex, options, if you can chart it, this method works. Plain and simple. This system will show you how to take advantage of the mass sell-off happening on Wall Street right now. If you've been on webinars with me or you follow me on Twitter, when did I say the bottom was in our bear market? Not to toot my own horn, but well, I said when the S&P hit 3,500 that the bottom was in. I was screaming this for days and weeks to the guys in the trading community. My team and I were as long as possible in printing money while the whole world thought we were going to zero. When the price got to 38.50, I was tweeting about it some more. Going against all the analysts and every financial guru out there calling for a recession, I was long and strong. I felt like the only bull alive. I was getting heat from all the bears on Twitter as they were getting chokeslammed all the way up on this push as I was riding it, calling targets 500 points higher. I bet a lot of you are wondering, what is this system I'm using and how am I going to be able to identify these trading opportunities, right? Yeah, okay. Well, now everything we've shown you and talked about is very high time frame, so it's very academic. So let's actually zoom in on the smaller time frame and I'll show you how we put it into action. I'll give you a brief overview of what the system does and show you one of the basic strategies that we use every day that is very effective and how we put it into action. I'm going to walk you through 2 simple examples of how this works. Folks, this is a 1-minute chart. At the bottom, you can see the time of day is 8:30 Central Standard Time, which is what time the market opens here in Chicago, which would be 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York. I'm sure you can see the blue box running across my screen. This represents the high to low range of the first 30 seconds of the trading day. We call this the 30-second opening range. I've already drawn it on my screen so it's easier for you to see. As you can see here, this candle that breaks strongly above the blue shaded box. Can you see this here? Okay, good. This was our indication that this is the direction we need to bias our trades in. We also know from the way we draw support or resistance levels that price was coming off not 1, but 2 of these significant areas, and we were looking for a continued push in that direction anyway. And as you can see, the market did in fact continue to push in that direction. You can clearly see on the smaller picture there in the center that I zoomed in for you guys how price moves above the opening range and then comes back in for the retest and was immediately propelled higher by buyers as they reinforced the momentum for the up move. Pretty clear, right? I'm sure it's all starting to make sense. Now, let me show you another example of the same thing, but in reverse for the short. Here we have price gapping up into our major resistance area. Right at the open, you can see they tried to hold our significant weekly level in purple. Look at all those wicks where they tried to pop up from there, and then they failed. After it got below our level and under the 30-second opening range, it was all downside from there. And once again, you would have been in this trade from the open. This trade is so profitable and so simple. So folks, this is really how simple it is. I'm going to show you how to identify these opportunities. how to determine where support and resistance is, and how to take advantage of it. So if I give you all this information and train you on how to use it, do you think you could learn how to do this? I know you can, because this is exactly what I'm going to teach you. The key is to know what kind of move we'll potentially get before it happens, so strategies like this can work. This example I've shown you gives you just one idea of the type of strategies that we use. But when we find support and resistance, I'm using a very sophisticated approach to do that. But you're going to learn that as well. It's simple to learn, but it's very powerful. And that allows me to take a simple trading setup like this one, where I already knew we were coming off support or resistance, so we were looking for a continued move in that direction to begin with. So here are the two support and resistance levels that I identified from the two previous examples. If you notice, these are the same weekly levels and opening range zones that we just looked at in our lower time frame examples. I left them on the chart and zoomed out to a higher time frame chart so that you could see how they looked when we used them by combining the higher time frame support or resistance and the lower time frame to ensure precision and maximum visibility for profit potential. It's pretty beautiful, right? In my trading program, I'll teach you highly effective and very unique way to identify support and resistance that is totally different than anything you've ever seen before. It allowed me to identify support or resistance here in these examples I just showed you to capitalize this opportunity. Wouldn't you say that being armed with this information is a good thing to have? Now let me show you how you can access this information. Okay, so now let me tell you a little bit about my training program. When I decided to make this program, I threw every bit of $100,000 developing a course with well over 3 years of development and more than my fair share of consultants to put this program together for you the right way the first time. So it is concise and easy to understand and as easy to assimilate as possible. I understand that not everyone learns the same way, and many learn at their own pace. And because of this, I even did focus groups with dozens of people to make it easy to follow so that you can put this into action. Do you understand? I know you do. This is the exact strategy that I use every day to consistently flip my trading account many times over. This is the same strategy that I use to feed my family, put a roof over their head, and send my oldest son to college. The youngest is not far behind. He's in high school, so that bill's coming soon, as long as he can pass math class. Our Vici signature course consists of a series of individual video lessons combined into 3 distinct and carefully curated modules. Vici, our beginner level, dives into foundational lessons like momentum and distribution. Progressing to Vici, the intermediate stage, introduces our distinct trading system, focusing on key aspects such as legs, what are they, and how to define one, and how to trade the levels and take the profits. And finally, at Vici, our advanced level, demonstrates how to put knowledge into practice with strategies and advanced themes covering core methods that you can use in your everyday trading, like the wing and how to properly prepare the chart of your choice. In addition, we are granting access to over 30 exclusive videos from my personal archives, and we are including the members-only section where we dive deep into critical setups, discuss the ever-evolving market, and focus on topics regarding the Vici methodology, so you can continue your education process through your journey to conquer the markets. All this aside, as Team Vici course holders, not only do you get access to the keys of our system, you get special access to the Discord room that is private for Vici course holders only. This is where we talk strategy, continued education, and potential trade setups, all for free. For example, I trade the S&P 500. And I do a morning outlook on a regular basis, giving you my take on the markets and significant levels of interest I'm looking at so that you can see if you have the same levels or areas on your screen so that you can also take advantage of them. Included with all this in the Discord room, there's an area where course holders can ask questions to the community and get the answers they need to perfect their strategy. You get a family of experts and traders like yourself to learn from and grow with to accelerate you towards reaching your goals. All these things are free perks in addition to the massive amount of knowledge you will already obtain by being course holders. Now, can you see why this is good information to have? Absolutely it is. It's a gift is what it is. You'll see when you get in there, I can assure you. This knowledge has the power to be life-changing for each and every one of you. Once you understand this system, you can finally get that extra income you were looking for, or even eventually replace your 9 to 5. So that you can live life on life's terms. Wouldn't that be nice? We all want something like this in our life, don't we? Many others have found massive success in being a part of Team Vici. I just pulled a few comments off the Trustpilot to show you, but it's clear from the response from our members that we do in fact have something truly special. All of these are 5-star reviews left by our members specifically about the course. Everyone who has had an opportunity is more than happy they made the investment in themselves. And guys, this is the same system that allowed me to take my $20,000 starting capital and flip it into $280,000, generating well over 1,000% returns on my initial investment in less than a year. This is the same system that I use every day to return 200, 300, and some years even 500% on my trading accounts. This kind of information I'm sharing with you guys is extremely valuable, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's life-changing. It's hard for me to even put a dollar amount on this information, considering the time and cost I have in this. I mean, it's just tough. Even if we were to call it $15,000, it would probably not be enough, considering all the time and headache that you'll bypass simply by being able to beat the learning curve and to move directly into a system that works. Folks, this is also the same system that I used with just one of my smaller $20,000 accounts to make $5,000 just yesterday. So with that alone, this has to be worth at least $5,000, if not more. I'm sure you can see that. A lot of you are probably wondering, how much do I need to trade this system? Well, it depends on what you're going to trade. If you're going to trade your own money, here's what I recommend you start with. For stock and options, I would start with about $30,000. For futures, because the margin is different, you can get away with about $15,000. For Forex, because the margin is even lower, I'd say you can get away with about $5,000. And for crypto, just so you have a little buffer room, I'd say go with about $5,000. All these amounts will give you a little flexibility in each asset class, so you have some wiggle room. Some of you watching right now are probably thinking, I'd love to do this, but I don't even have $5,000 of fund account. Well, there are options that solve this through prop firms, which give you the additional funds you need to trade larger amounts. This system is what allowed both me and my students to pass multiple prop firm challenges. This is ideal for people who want to get into the market but don't have the excess capital risk. In fact, this is exactly how I got my seed money to start trading on my own. So by now, I know you're wondering, Ryan, how do I get started? Let me say first, I'm very excited to give you the chance at our exclusive Vici training program. To see if you qualify, please register by submitting your information and clicking on the schedule button below and selecting a time via the webinar. We have limited appointments available. These are on a first come, first served basis, so please don't delay. In the event that you can't find any available time, please click on the Contact Us button in the lower corner to be added to a wait list, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We look forward to seeing you as a part of our winning team as we conquer the markets. See you inside. Talk soon.